Hermes Desktop just made running your local agent so much easier. If you've been hearing about Hermes but are afraid of the terminal, or you're already using it and want an easier way to interact, search sessions, manage configs, drag and drop files, well, I've got good news for you. The official Hermes Desktop is finally here. I've been using it for months from the command line, but until now, there was no official UI. There are tons of community frontends, so clearly the demand was there, but this is different. It's officially supported. So I set it up. Let me show you how to install it, what it actually does, and the one place where it's still a little rough. Okay, let's go. Hermes is an open source AI agent that is self-evolving. It has persistent memory, skills, and tools, and it can connect to a whole range of models and messaging platforms. It's the top coding agent on OpenRouter, and it's the most used app today, this week, and this month. But how do you install it? Great, so let's go ahead and actually install it. You can go to the official website and download it for your own system. On Mac, it actually gives you this Hermes setup app, and yeah, you can move it over to applications or you can just run it. I'm just gonna run it. Click install, and that installation will go ahead and build the app for you. Okay. And then once it launches, you'll see this nice clean desktop app. And wow, this looks pretty good. If you're like me and if you already have Hermes installed, you can run it by simply typing in Hermes Desktop in your terminal, and that's going to use your existing config, keys, sessions, and skills. The one catch with this is if you look at the current release, Hermes Desktop was available in version 0.15.2, so you might need to update your Hermes installation for that. So I'm going to check my Hermes version. And as you can see, I am not on the latest version, so let me run Hermes update. Great, now it's up to date. So let me type in Hermes Desktop. And now it's going to install all of the desktop dependencies and build the desktop app. You will get some node warnings, though that's okay. And that took a little bit to actually build and sign it, but once it finishes, it will launch the Hermes Desktop app. Great, so it's done and now it's up and running. This is the official Hermes Desktop. Let's take a quick look at what we have here. We have a sidebar here, and you can see that it actually pulled in all of my previous sessions. I can search for sessions, so if I'm looking for VPS deployment, I can search for that, and honestly that's great compared to searching and trying to resume old sessions from the terminal. I can start a new session, which is this main window, and this new session actually lets me attach files, folders, images, URLs, and then here it lets me look at all of my skills and tool sets, which is great to have a place to be able to come in and turn on skills that I might need, like Home Assistant or Spotify. Let me see if it actually lets me configure keys here. So yeah, actually, I can even configure my keys for the specific tool sets here as well. Under skills, I can see all the skills I have turned on. I think this is actually great because I can actually filter here for the specific categories. So MCP skills, security skills, productivity skills, you get the idea. Messaging lets me look at all of the channels that I can have configured. And oh, this is great, it actually gives me a setup guide here as well and links to the docs, so it's pretty good. Artifacts lets me look at all of the files and images and links that I've sent to Hermes and the associated session. So if I need to figure out what session was looking at what files, I can figure that out here. At the bottom, I have a menu here which lets me look at all of the sessions, the system messages and logs, as well as usage over time. It's great to have those stats. Here it lets me look at my gateway status, and let's see. Oh, yep, and I can actually restart my gateway here as well. Agents. This is actually pretty cool. It shows you a spawn tree of sub-agents that might have been spawned while you're doing a task. And then cron lets you look at any existing cron jobs. I keep all my cron jobs on the VPS, but if you're managing cron jobs locally, this is a great place to do it as well. Here I can change out my models, so I'm actually going to change that out right now. And by the way, there's a new free model available on the news portal for step 1 flash free, so if you're not using that, now's your chance. And then here's the version number, and I can update. I just updated and there's already a new version, but I guess I can update from here as well. On the top right, there's a settings window, and this lets me select my models, and tweak all of the other settings that I would typically have to go into config for. I think this just exposed a lot of settings that I personally wasn't even aware of. Safety is really cool here because you can come in here and change your approval mode to make sure that it doesn't run any commands that might cause damage. Memory and context. You can see I don't have a memory provider here, but if you wanted to set up like Honcho, I think this would be a great place to do it. Okay, and there is a voice shortcut for Control B, so I'm going to try that out in a minute. And here you can kind of customize how you want it to work, how many steps, how many turns that it's going to use. There is a setting for a remote gateway as well, so I'm going to try that out in a minute. There's a section for API keys, so for example, if I don't have something for Brave search, I can set that right here. I can see all my MCP servers, and it lets me import and export my config. So if I'm moving machines, then this might be a great tool for that. I think all of the essentials and most things that you need are here. And I can even change my profiles here. So if I manage profiles, I can create a new profile. Although you can see the profiles in the settings here, I didn't find a way to actually switch the profiles. But if you do want to use another profile with the desktop app, the way to do that is to go into the terminal, use the alias. The alias is just the name of the profile. Mine is YT for YouTube. So if I do YT desktop, that is then going to build it again for that specific profile. And when it's done, it's going to launch another instance of Hermes, but this time you'll be able to see the sessions and the skills installed in that profile. Overall, a pretty great application and worth giving it a try if you already have Hermes or if you've been curious about it. This just makes it a whole lot easier to now install and talk to your Hermes. Let's just test out this chat session and see how it works. I'm going to attach a file just to see if that functionality works, and then we'll also test out the voice-to-speech functions. Oh, and there's a start voice conversation mode that might be cool to check out. In the sidebar here, you'll see you can select a folder, and by default there isn't one selected, so you can just open it. I'm just selecting a folder for Hermes Desktop here, and then now I can access the files in that session. You also get a terminal shell here that is already logged into that working directory. So it's a great way to be able to go into the terminal and access the working files of that specific project here. I have a text file here. This is all ASCII text. Let's try and see if Hermes can make sense of that. We'll just drag and drop to see if that attaches. And let's try out the voice dictation. Can you read the attached text file and let me know what it contains? Okay, so the dictation seems to be transcribing, but I will say it's a little bit slow compared to other models that I'm used to, but it is accurate at least. Okay, and let's hit send. Okay, that was pretty good actually. So it recognized that it had special characters and it was outside of the directories that I allowed. The thing I do like about this is you can actually kind of look at the thinking blocks as well. So that gives you a little bit more context about what your model's doing. Okay, let's try with a different file. So I have a PDF file here that I can drag and drop. Of course, I can also drag and drop this from the Finder. I'll ask it to summarize that file for me. So you can see it was actually able to access the file and open it, but it found that it was a binary file, so it wasn't able to parse that PDF. Let's see if it has a PDF skill. And it does, so I'm going to ask it to use either the OCR in Documents or Nano PDF skill. Okay, and it's now pulling up that skill. So this time around, it was finally able to use that skill and open that PDF file and tell me that that PDF file is actually about a rebranding that Pepsi did, which if we go and look at the file, then yeah, that's kind of what it's about. So that works, and the benefit here over terminal is being able to drag and drop that file, as well as being able to go back and look at all of these errors that it ran into and understand what exactly was going on. So even if I did start this from the terminal, I could come back here, open the session, and be able to look at that. The other thing it lets you do is it lets you group sessions by workspace. So if I click that, you can see that it actually groups sessions by what folder I started them in. So that's a useful feature if you've got a lot of sessions going on and you need to kind of sort through them and figure out where you are. It also lets me manage my sessions here. So there's some that I know I need to clean up. So I can actually go in and either export them or delete them. So I'm going to do that, including this one, just to keep my session context kind of clean. Now let's try out the voice mode. So to do that, there's a start voice conversation button here. Hey, can you tell me what's in the latest Hermes release? Just give me the top 3 highlights.
Latest Hermes release is version 0.15.1, May 29, 2026. Top 3 highlights, 1.
Okay, so that seems to be working. Let's end that. So yeah, that's a great option if you want to have a voice conversation. Okay, so I've been using this for a while and I've discovered a couple of new things that I think are helpful to know. One is the Hermes setup itself. So you can move this to the applications and it's going to be available there and in the Launchpad as well. But every time you run it, it's basically going to run the whole process again. And the good thing here is it doesn't actually overwrite any of your config or settings. So it's fine to run this, but it is going to build that whole application again. So it's not the greatest of experiences every time you restart it. Okay, well then what about the terminal? Same thing. If I want to launch it from the terminal, it's going to go through that whole build process again of installing dependencies and signing the package. And again, that takes a fair bit of time. So my advice is to leave it running and that way you don't have to rebuild it every time. Okay, so that's great. It's working great on my local machine. But now what about my VPS, right? So I have Hermes deployed on a Oracle VPS here, and I can connect to it using the terminal. By the way, it is a free server. So if you want to see a video on how to do that, I'll link it in the description. In the settings here, if I look under gateway, I remember seeing there's a remote gateway option. It's asking for a URL to the remote dashboard and a session token. Now, let me just take a quick minute to talk about this. Hermes has an inbuilt web dashboard as well that you can access, and you can start that using Hermes dashboard. This web dashboard has no authentication of its own. There is a authentication-based gated mode that I found, but it looks like it's mostly for fly.io deployments with news research providing the authentication tokens. And to set that up, there is a config, but you need an agent ID. And I think unless you're on fly.io, you can't really get that. So to get around that, I'm starting my dashboard with the insecure flag, which turns off that authentication. So right off the bat, I don't think this is a great way to connect to like a VPS-based instance, because then I have to leave the insecure dashboard running and anyone can just access it. So just keep that in mind that while there is a feature to connect to remote instances, because you have to leave that dashboard insecure, I don't think this is really a great solution. Of course, you can just get Hermes to write a solution and an authentication method for you. So I put in my remote URL, make sure you type in the HTTP prefixes, and then I have set it to the port that I'm running on. I'm not going to put in a token because it's not authenticated, and then I'll test it and see what happens. Oh, remote gateway test failed. It's telling me that it's the wrong version number and it couldn't connect. So let me just update that. Server instance is all up to date. Let me go turn on my dashboard. Let me try connect to it again. I'm going to close out of this notification, which by the way isn't a great UI for notifications here. Let's go to settings, gateway, test remote. That was quick. Okay, let's see what it said. It still fails. It is something to do with the SSL certificates for sure. Okay, so after all of that, I finally tested it with an actual domain name. And like I was saying, I have a reverse proxy configured through Coolify for my VPS. And so if you're using Tailscale or Cloudflare, you might have options for that as well. So now that that's connected, I'm hoping this works. Let's hit save and reconnect. So it worked, but it gave me a quick error. Because I was screen recording, I could look at the error. The error was basically trying to bind to port 9125, and that was already in use. The Hermes local dashboard was using port 9125, and so I had to stop the dashboard And now let's try that one more time. And let's see, reconnect. Nope, I am still in my local gateway. So no luck with the remote connection. I did see other reports of this being an issue. So if you have a remote server, this might not work for you. If you can make it work, just let us know in the comments what you did. I'm sure with time, this is going to get better, but for the local use case, it's a great UI to be able to go through your sessions, keep things organized. And especially if you're a beginner, you don't ever need to go into the terminal to actually set this up. So if you are waiting for a reason to jump on, here's your chance. Yeah, there you have it. That's the Hermes Agent desktop app. I'm curious to know, what do you use for your UI? Are you stuck to the terminal, or are you using one of the other community applications? Does this make your workflow a little bit easier? Yeah, let us know. And if this helped, remember to hit the like. That's Tinker.